Do you know what all of these plants have in common? They were all free. This is Cece from One Green Pea. Today, I want to talk about how to increase your plant collection without spending any money. It's true, all of the plants on this table were absolutely free. In fact, I have a lot more plants that I didn't spend any money on, but I ran out of room on my table. So let's talk about my top 3 methods for getting more houseplants for free. My number 1 first tip is to take cuttings from friends. And that's really as simple as asking. I mean, likely you have friends with plants, and most plant people are more than happy to share cuttings from their plants. That is how, for instance, I got my Hoya pubic calyx. I go to a salon regularly, and they have a beautiful Hoya pubic calyx, and I simply asked the owner, who is my friend, if she would mind if I took a cutting. She was delighted. And look what I have grown from that tiny cutting. Numerous other plants have come to me in that way as well, and I don't even have to ask all the time. I was visiting a friend whose coleus was going bananas, and she literally snipped it and handed it to me as we were standing there talking. And of course, I was delighted, and look what's come from that. I've cut this numerous times and given it to more people because sharing is caring. I also have a dear friend who has an amazing begonia collection, and she regularly gives me cuttings of her begonias, and I have some stunners in my collection thanks to my friend Peg. Again, this philodendron Brazil was the same thing. It was a tiny little cutting when I got it, and it's just grown absolutely beautifully. So taking cuttings from friends is a great method for increasing your plant collection. Now, what's even more fun, of course, is giving them then cuttings from your own collection. I love to regularly take clippings and cuttings from plants that are growing well, pot them in water, and I don't need that many more plants. And so it's just so fun to me to be able to gift to people I know. My number 2 method for bringing plants into my home without spending any money is through gifts. Now, gifts are a lot of fun, and sometimes, can be a great surprise what you get. For instance, my son had some friends come and stay with us, and they brought me this sago palm. Now, would I have ever chosen that for myself? No, but what a cool plant it is, and that is a fun gift. This one as well, my yucca cane. It was a gift from my husband. Again, not one I would have chosen, but it's been an absolute delight. It's a really cool plant. Now, a plant that was on my wish list is my fiddle leaf fig, and my daughter knew that, and so she gave it to me, and we both delight in how well it's doing. Other plants that have been gifts to me that are too big to move are, I took pictures. This grand dame of a plant was my parents' Thanksgiving cactus. They were moving and not able to take care of it any longer, and so they gifted it to me. It's been a lot of fun to have, and I've given cuttings to numerous people, so it's still very productive. And this is my Monstera deliciosa. My 3 children pooled their money and gave it to me for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. Plant gifts are a wonderful way to bring plants into your life without spending any money. So, word to the wise, while surprises are a lot of fun sometimes, it's also nice to have a list, have a wish list, and share it with those who like to give you presents so that you're able to get some things off of your list that you may not spend that much money on for yourself. My 3rd method for bringing more plants into your home without spending any money won't be a surprise to anyone who's watched my videos or follows me on Instagram. It's propagating. I've talked about it a lot, and I've made a lot of videos about propagating. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I probably have something propagating all the time. Some plants lend themselves a little more easily to propagating, and that would be, for instance, the Pilea peperomioides. And I do have videos where I've shown how to take the pups out of the pot and grow them. And I have done that countless times from my one mother Pilea. This is just one of many of the baby plants that I've grown from her. Another plant that lends itself very well to propagating is the pothos. Again, I've made a video about how to propagate the pothos and talked about it numerous times. And I have pothos growing everywhere in my house, and I love it. It just gives a cool jungly look, and again, shared it with a lot of people as well. I already talked about the coleus. This is just one of my baby coleus. And the Thanksgiving cactus, that was my parents'. This is one of the baby plants, I guess children plants from that. And then also peperomia really do really well with propagating. Now generally I take stem cuttings, and I've done videos on that as well. But for this one, I did leaf cuttings, and they've done remarkably well. So not only have the leaves rooted, but there are baby leaves that have popped up in there in the soil. So this just is a cool pot, I think. There you have it, my top 3 methods for bringing more plants into your collection without spending any money. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for joining me on this plant journey. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that red subscribe button for me. I love hearing from you, so tell me in the comments below how you bring plants into your collection without spending a lot of money. I'd love to hear your tips as well. As always, my plant friends, let's keep growing together a greener world.